He was a former soldier to stumble upon something far bigger than a simple remedy. Sweet, fizzy syrup was a medicinal beverage. It was on its way to becoming America's favorite drink and, eventually, a global phenomenon. In 1886, a poor pharmacist in Atlanta was mixing strange ingredients in his tiny pharmacy, trying to cure his own headaches. Little did he know, this humble experiment would give birth to Coca-Cola, a drink that would grow from a 5-cent tonic to a $250 billion empire, loved by millions around the world. His name was Dr. John Pemberton. He wasn't a rich man. He was a former soldier who had faced injury, illness, and financial struggles. His days were filled with experimenting on potions and tonics, hoping to find something that could ease pain and give people a bit of relief. Pemberton's goal was simple: create a medicine to cure headaches and fatigue. But as he mixed strange ingredients in small glass bottles, little did he know he was about to stumble upon something far bigger than a simple remedy. A tiny pharmacy in Atlanta would become the birthplace of a drink that over the next century would conquer the world. What started as a humble experiment would eventually grow into Coca-Cola, a brand worth billions and loved by millions around the globe. Pemberton's experiments finally led to something unique: a sweet, fizzy syrup he mixed with carbonated water. This was the very first Coca-Cola, sold in 1886 at Jacob's Pharmacy in Atlanta for just 5 cents a glass. At first, the drink didn't make much of a splash. Only a handful of people came by each day, curious about the strange new tonic. It wasn't meant to be a soda. It was a medicinal beverage, advertised to relieve headaches and boost energy. The name Coca-Cola came from 2 of its original ingredients: coca leaves and cola nuts. Even with the catchy name and unique taste, Pemberton struggled to sell enough to make a real living. But this humble beginning was the spark of something that would grow far beyond a tiny pharmacy counter. What people didn't know at the time was that this simple mixture would one day become a global icon, recognized in every corner of the world. While Pemberton was brilliant at creating the drink, he wasn't a businessman. That's where Asa Candler comes in. In 1888, Candler, a savvy entrepreneur, purchased the rights to Coca-Cola and immediately saw its potential. Candler's vision was simple but powerful. He didn't just want to sell a drink. He wanted to build a brand that people would recognize and trust. He invested in advertising like never before, plastering the streets of Atlanta with bold posters, handing out coupons, and giving away free samples to get people hooked. He also focused on distribution, ensuring that Coca-Cola was available in pharmacies, soda fountains, and eventually restaurants across the city. What was once a small pharmacy experiment became something bigger because of smart marketing, strategic thinking, and relentless promotion. Thanks to Candler, Coca-Cola was no longer just a local tonic. It was on its way to becoming America's favorite drink and, eventually, a global phenomenon. What really set Coca-Cola apart wasn't just the taste, it was the genius of its marketing. Candler understood that people don't just buy products, they buy feelings. He positioned Coca-Cola as more than a drink. It was a symbol of happiness, refreshment, and enjoyment. The iconic red and white logo, which we still see today, was carefully designed to stand out and be instantly recognizable. Coca-Cola advertisements didn't just show the bottle, they showed smiling families, friends having fun, and a sense of joy that anyone could feel when drinking it. By the early 1900s, the company had expanded across the United States, making sure the drink was available in soda fountains, restaurants, and stores everywhere. Americans loved it, and the brand became a household name across the country. But Candler didn't stop there. He realized that Coca-Cola's appeal wasn't limited to the US. People around the world could love it too. Starting in the 1920s, Coca-Cola began bottling and distributing the drink internationally. Plants opened in Europe, Asia, and beyond, allowing the fizzy tonic to reach new markets and cultures. Advertising campaigns were adapted to different countries, but the core message remained the same. Coca-Cola was a symbol of happiness and refreshment. Over more than a century, Coca-Cola grew into a $250 billion empire, a drink so famous that nearly everyone on the planet knows the name and the logo. From a simple 5-cent glass of soda in Atlanta to a global phenomenon, Coca-Cola's journey shows how a small idea, when combined with vision, branding, and strategy, can conquer the world. Today, more than 130 years after its creation, Coca-Cola remains one of the most recognized brands in the world. It's sold in over 200 countries, with billions of servings consumed every day. From soft drink classics to new flavors and zero-sugar options, the company has continuously adapted to changing tastes and lifestyles. Even in a world full of competitors like Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and countless local beverages, Coca-Cola has managed to maintain its dominance. Its secret? A combination of strong branding, clever advertising, and a product that people trust and love.